Good morning and welcome to your Farm and Home Show. My name is Joanna Coles, and this morning we're visiting with Kristin Hildabrand, Warren County Extension Agent for Horticulture. Good morning, Kristin.
Good morning, Joanna.
Now, Kristin, you have all kinds of tips for us because there are people who want that green, lush, beautiful lawn.
Yes.
And springtime, there's some things that we probably need to do to make sure that we get that lawn.
That's right. There's always a lot of questions this time of year about how to maintain a beautiful lawn. And so I wanted to come on and talk about a few things about the do's and don'ts with spring lawn care. Because there's a lot of things that you might be thinking, oh, I should do this, when rather you really probably should wait. So a couple of the things, we'll start with the do's first, just because I like to be on the positive side. So the first thing that we want to do is get our mower ready for the season. And sometimes that's a little bit easier said than done. If you can, go ahead and do some tune-up on your mowing equipment. Sometimes if you feel more comfortable doing it yourself, by all means do it yourself. But if you feel just a little bit more comfortable, taking it into a repair shop, let them do it. It's probably better to do that earlier in the year, so that way that you're getting ahead of the spring rush. So if you can, try to work that into the winter for next year. But the main thing with that mower, tune-up is to make sure that your blades are sharp. The second thing on mowing is that you want to look at the height that you need to mow at. So spring, there's always a flush of growth in the springtime, so you can mow it a little bit shorter, kind of take off some of the jagged edges and that kind of thing. During the summertime, we're going to raise it because of the drought stress. There's not a lot of water available, so our turf kind of gets stressed out. So generally, we keep that mowing height a little bit higher, and that helps with weed growth as well. When you keep a higher mowing height of your grass, it can tolerate not having as much weeds that way because it's more dense. And then in the fall, sometimes you can take it down even a little bit further if you need to. So basically, with that mowing height, we only want to remove a third of the height at a time, the blade. So if you're looking at tall fescue, which a lot of homeowners have that, we sometimes will want to maintain that at 3.5 to 2 inches tall, and that will vary according to the season. Obviously, we're not going to mow when it's wet because that promotes more disease pressure, especially for like brown patch and other things like that. So avoid trying to do that when it's wet. Just wait until it's able to do that. The other thing to do for this time of year, Joanna, is to go ahead and do a pre-emergent herbicide. And mainly what that pre-emergent herbicide is for crabgrass, which we have smooth and hairy crabgrass, as well as Dallas grass, goosegrass in your neighborhood.
There's a lot of
grasses
grasses
that
that
are
are
yourself
that
that
you
need to apply.
You need to go ahead and apply that
pre-emergent.
So
the indicator plant to know when to apply that
can kind of tell you
what the products are and how
So
to get
it's going to be
bright yellow, depending on where you shop at. But that's really, really important. Generally, we say anywhere from March to at least before April the 15th for that pre-emergent application. So if you have any questions, again, just call us. The other thing is to make sure, again, that you are mowing at the regular mowing height. And I can't stress that enough, because a lot of times if you don't do that, then that's going to incorporate some other diseases and weed pressure later on. So make sure that you're keeping that mower equipment, maintained right now. Go ahead and apply that pre-emergent and maintain it at the proper mowing height. A couple of things to not do. So a lot of times at the big box stores, you want to put down weed and feed products because it's got weeding and then it's also got the feeding part of it. But according to our UK research done through the university, you only want to put down high nitrogen fertilizer in the fall of the year. So generally September, October are prime months to do that. So you don't want to put those weed and feed products down now because the feeding is not supposed to be done until the fall of the year. So just completely avoid that product if you can. Save your money. They do a really good job of marketing because they stick that, as soon as you go into those stores, and it's like, buy me, but just kind of steer clear of some of those products. Now, the one thing I do want to mention, if you did not put nitrogen down in the fall of the year, you need to do your soil test, and then there may be a little bit that you can put down in the spring, but again, high nitrogen goes down in the fall of the year. So do your soil test. If you have questions on how to do a soil test, we can kind of walk you through those steps. We're trying to push those soil tests now because we're down one lab. So again, call us and we can kind of walk you through how to do that. But if you need to put down a little bit, it's not going to be high nitrogen. And then the last thing is to try to avoid seeding in the spring because, again, fall is the preferable best time to do seeding.
Okay, Kristin, all the great tips on do's and don'ts. If you have questions, make sure to contact your local extension office. Thanks for watching and have a great day.